And welcome in, everybody, on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I hope you're all doing well. And we have some interesting stuff to talk about today. And a lot of interesting stuff is coming up the next few weeks, actually. So I actually realized this morning that tomorrow is the start of Computex 2022. So a lot of keynotes going to happen and some exciting stuff. And we're only 2 weeks away from Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. So a lot of interesting stuff is going on right now. And welcome in Corben. How are you doing today? I'm also doing a quick shout out here.
Hooray!
How are you doing today? I saw your GTFO session yesterday did not go too long. I actually got stuck playing another game afterwards. Yeah, is it still hot where you were living? Here we only have about 18 degrees right now, I think. For today, 20 degrees will be max. So yeah, it has cooled down where I'm living, so which is good, at least for having to do work and doing a podcast indoors. Okay, yeah. Sounds like humidity. I know that from Thursday and Friday. The Beat Saber sessions, they were absolutely exhausting, and since I want to continue those through the summer, I am planning to actually move my Beat Saber sessions to the mornings, to the very early mornings. So we will do morning sports after I return from my vacation next week. So yeah, so this podcast actually today fits pretty nicely because over the next weekend I will not be there and would not be able to do the podcast. So yeah, and we will be back in 2 weeks, so that matches up perfectly, so we don't miss a schedule. And actually, next episode will be the 20th episode, so next milestone for my podcast. So yeah, I just remembered that I wanted to show something. Prep for today's episode was again very short term, but I think we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. So yeah, first of all, why do I have the feeling this is still too loud? That should be better. Okay. Yeah. Screen share. Yeah, my browser's not captured again. Let me fix that. Okay. So, I mentioned that on stream already. I actually switched up my YouTube game a bit, so I am actually now. This is again normally streamed to my main channel, but the idea is now to have really my main channel only be the podcast and tech contents. And I created a new channel where now all my gaming streams are basically posted to. As you can see here, here's already the stream from Friday. And I linked over all the other contents from my main channel in regards to gaming contents. So yeah, and as you can see, shout out also to Corbin here. And yeah, primarily this is now the channel for all the tech stuff. I still have the main past gaming stream playlists linked down here, so that anyone who wants to find the gaming contents can actually find them. And I finally got back to editing my backlog of podcast segments. So the first one aired yesterday, and yeah, I hope that having the dates in there don't reduces confusions, because of course those segments are now a bit older, but so we get back to regular content postings. So yeah, that was that. Yeah, and for today's episode, we're going to talk about the Steam Deck, so my first impressions, because mine actually arrived this week. So this is basically the sleeve or the box, basically the carrying case that you're getting from Valve for the 256 gigabyte edition. And since I actually applied a screen protector right away to the Steam Deck, it was actually not too bad that I chose that one. And the screen protector works out very well. You basically don't see it. So, and I'm taking it on my trip next week, so you can expect a full-fledged first impressions review video on YouTube. Basically after that, when I get back. You ordered a screen protector from D-Brand. Yeah, I actually ordered just one, a basic one from Amazon. Let me quickly check if I think I have made an image. I also got a power bank to go along with the Steam Deck, and since I have only the 256 gig model, I already got a SD card for it, and it's working out pretty well. Can I hide that here? Doesn't look like it. Let me quickly export that so I can show that properly. Where is it? Export there. One picture. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So, wait a sec. So yeah, this is basically all the stuff that I got as accessories. So as you can see, the Lexar Play micro SD card. So it's actually designed for use with game consoles and so on. So it has pretty high speeds for UHS 1 because the Steam Deck does not sadly support UHS 2, which would give you much more bandwidth, but that's not the case, and I actually did not encounter any problems. And the power bank that I got actually was from a recommendation that I saw on a YouTube channel. What was it called again? I think Deck Ready. And because it supplies the necessary 45 watts of power delivery over USB-C that the Steam Deck needs, so you can actually continue running the Steam Deck when it is attached to the power bank, and is therefore extending the battery life of the deck if you are playing longer sessions. And not all battery banks are actually able to do that. So much on that note. More on that later. Next topic then will be, again, Steam Deck related, because iFixit basically announced the parts availability for the Steam Deck. And it is comprehensive, as we will be seeing. Then we have some more news on gaming industry consolidation. Basically, I was expecting that. What is coming up now. As I mentioned at the beginning, of course, Computex 2022, we will be primarily talking about AMD. And then there has been an announcement by Qualcomm for a wireless AR glasses reference design. So these are the topics for today, and I think there is a lot of stuff to talk about, and I am looking forward to it. And of course, as always, if you have questions, comments, leave them in chat. Either I will address them right on stream or in the Q&A in the aftermath of the recording. So feel free to jump in. And but I just realized earlier, when I did the shout out, was there actually the alert from Stream Elements? I'm a bit confused. Just realized that. I have to check that in the VOD later, or something is borked again. Nevertheless, let's get into the actual podcast recording. Let me stop the music. Let's switch scenes. So I will see if that stuff works now. Our obligatory countdown.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, that seems not to be working again. I don't know why. Does the show notes work? Yeah, the show notes work. As always, I actually got the show notes ready on time today. So all the stuff I'm talking about today is linked in the show notes. So if you want to follow up on one of the stories that we are discussing today, feel free to use that link. And since I don't have the countdown, let's get right into the recording. And welcome to my technology podcast. I'm your host, Bastian Noffer, This is episode... I have to actually check myself. I think it's episode 19, if I remember correctly. Yeah. My blog loads not that fast. Yeah, episode 19. So next episode will be actually our 20th episode already. So really proud that we got that far, and we are sticking to the schedule, releasing every 2 weeks. So that is working out flawlessly at the moment. So I'm very happy about that. And we have a nice lineup of topics for today. So let's dive right into it. For those listening in audio format via Spreaker or your favorite podcast platform, what I'm showing now is the show notes page on my blog for this episode. You will find the show notes linked in the episode description. And for those watching on YouTube, you can find it on in the description below. And yeah, for those on who are watching live on Twitch and YouTube, you can, or for those on Twitch, you can actually use / show notes in chat so that you get the link. But I posted it earlier, so it should be still there. And yeah, so the topics for today are my first impressions of the Steam Deck, because mine arrived this week. Then we have some news about SteamOS 3.0 for custom installs. Then iFixit is about to supply almost all the parts for the Steam Deck. Then we have some more gaming industry consolidation news. And tomorrow we have the start of Computex 2022. We're going to talk about that and basically the major highlights for that. And we are closing today's episodes with news about a new wireless AR glasses concept or reference design by Qualcomm. So yeah, let's dive right into it. And I'm actually going back to the initial screen because for those watching, I got my Steam Deck this week, and you can expect a full-blown review for it the week after next week or something. So that's a device, so it works really well. So you can already see I tried a bit on it already. I'm not going to show you a lot of stuff on video today, since I have participants in audio format, so it's better not to draw on visuals too much. And yeah, I have to say, even with myself being visually impaired, the Steam Deck handles really, really good. The UI is well scaled. Only thing that actually I would like to see but I don't know if that is actually possible for me when I want to check the performance graph that you can trigger that is provided through Mango Hut. It's a bit very small, so I can barely read it with the naked eye, but it works, so it's fine overall. But it would be nice if the font size there would be adjustable. I did not really dig into it if I can adjust it somewhere, but overall performance has been great. I actually played a bit of Portal 1 on the console, and I actually loaded up some classic jump and run games for my vacation next week, so I can actually test the Steam Deck and battery life pretty well. Then I mentioned basically in the pre-recording session of the live stream that I got a bit of accessories for the deck, including a power bank that supplies the necessary 45 watts of USB-C power delivery, so I can actually use the deck for longer times. And yeah, so that's roughly it. I had a few quirks with it. For example, you have the option of installing Chrome as a non-Steam application right from the game mode, and for some reason that did not work for me. Yeah, it basically, Steam said it is installed, but it wasn't installed. And then I removed all the references again from the game mode and UI, and installed Chrome manually via the Discover application in desktop mode, and re-edited it, and after that it worked flawlessly. I had a bit of weird issues when I tried to use Firefox in game mode. That was really buggy, especially the cursor. I don't know why. Yeah, no, but Chrome works, and that's sufficient. It's also synced with my Google account, and it's fine. So I am not bothered with Firefox not working properly, but it would have been nice because I have some extensions in there that I would like to use, but I have to check if I can use them in game mode in Chrome. But I have to look into that. So what else? Yeah, now updating basically worked perfectly and fast. I did not have any network issues. I think it's on my Wi-Fi here. The Steam Deck already reached over 30 megabytes per second in regards to download, which is pretty good in regards to Wi-Fi 5. And I did not try any docks with it yet in regards to connecting it to Ethernet, so that's something that I still have to do. We'll probably try a few that I have on hand for the review that I will be posting up on YouTube in a couple of weeks. And yeah, so first impressions are really good. The wait was well worth it, and I'm really looking forward to spending some quality hours with the Steam Deck over the next week. And yeah, on that note, we are staying on the topic of Steam Deck because the Steam Deck is running SteamOS. And some people, since we are talking Linux, were already very crafty. And actually, no pun intended, because this I was made aware of the existence of this project through a video that dropped yesterday on YouTube by Craft Computing. It's linked in the show notes if you want to watch it. It's well worth a watch. Some of the stuff Jeff from Craft Computing is talking about is already fixed in the latest release from Holo ISO. Mainly, I can actually go to the release here because those were this was a topic that Jeff from Craft Computing mentioned. Trouble with deep sleep, and so basically the whole ACPI stuff, and then this issue here as well, if I remember correctly, in regards to session switching, and those are now already resolved, and this new build is already based on SteamOS 3.2, which I'm actually also running right now on my deck. It's basically available through the beta channel at the moment, so the stable channel is actually pretty old. So basically, I would recommend to everyone to switch to the beta channel, because yeah, the latest stable release is from end of April, so that's for the amount of updates Valve is rolling out, that is pretty old. And yeah, I will also be giving this a try, because I am actually rocking all AMD systems for my gaming rigs. So main limitation of this is at the moment that NVIDIA GPUs are now they are supported. So the next thing that Jeff mentioned is not true anymore. So they added NVIDIA GPU. So you can now get NVIDIA GPUs to work as well. So that's good news. But still, since the Steam Deck is a fully AMD-based system, you will have less issues with a pure AMD system, or a system that has an AMD GPU. CPU seems not to matter as much. And yeah, so it's a interesting hack that they made here to get the recovery image from the Steam Deck running on bare metal hardware. And Jeff from Craft Computing is not only showing this running on a desktop, but also on a AR Neo Next. And according to him, it's running there flawlessly, and it fixes basically all the issues he has had with the AR Neo Next. And combining this with the Ioneer devices could be very interesting, based also on what he was telling in that video. Is basically, I think the AR Neo 2 is coming out later this year, basically supporting much superior hardware towards the Steam Deck. It will be Ryzen 3 Plus, so Ryzen Mobile 6000 series, and it will have a probably a Radeon RX 680M in there. So also RDNA or RDNA 2. So that could be interesting to see how that thing performs, especially when you have basically full compatibility due to everything still being AMD. And yeah, so that's an interesting development to see here. And I will be definitely trying SteamOS, or Holo ISO as they are calling it here, at some point, since probably the official SteamOS 3.0 release is a bit out, until Valve has matured SteamOS 3.0 on the or SteamOS 3 on the Steam Deck a bit more. And yeah, so this method will be a worthwhile workaround. And yeah, next thing, staying with the Steam Deck. So Steam Deck heavy content today. iFixit announced that they are going to supply that they are about to supply the parts for Steam Deck repair, including displays, motherboards, and so on and so forth, which actually will allow you to not only repair your deck, but even upgrade it, because you will be able to get the anti-glare screen from the 512 gigabyte model. And that is actually something very interesting if you're willing to take up a bit of a stealth DIY job. Because what I learned is basically the motherboard from the 64 gigabytes model is the only one that actually has the slot for the eMMC module equipped. But that model still has the NVMe. So that means you could, in theory, get the 64 gigabyte eMMC Steam Deck, use the eMMC as your primary OS storage, which will be plenty, put in a separate SSD for your game storage internally, and potentially also upgrade to the matte display from the 512 gig model. So you could, doing that approach, you could actually end up with the most baller Steam Deck ever. Because you could have, I don't know how many terabytes in that system. I don't know if the internal slot it should support any sizes of yeah, but it's only a 2230 slot if I remember correctly. So I think the highest internal capacity that you can get from companies like Kioxia, I think, is 1 terabytes at the moment for that size. So in theory, you could have 2 1 terabyte drives, so the internal SSD plus an SD card plus the 64 gigabytes of eMMC for system storage. So yeah, that having all those parts available makes stuff like that possible. So, and that will give Steam Decks a lot more life. Here's actually the this article here is from The Verge, and they actually list the parts here. So you have the fan, the 512 gigabyte screen, and so on and so forth. So you have the thumbsticks, you have the D-pad, and all those parts. So that's a really, really comprehensive list here. And you can also get the power adapters, which are actually pretty reasonably priced, but actually, yeah, you could use any 45 watt power delivery adapter, basically. For example, I am the power bank that I got from my deck. It came with a 65 watt adapter for charging the power bank, and I will use if for plugging the deck into the wall. I will use that adapter, so I don't have to carry 2 different power supplies. And yeah, it's USB-C power delivery, so that makes stuff a lot more easier, and it's great that Valve chose that standard for the deck. And yeah, so having all these parts available gives a lot of life to the Steam Deck, and for the long run. And yeah, I am looking forward to people's experiences with that, and what people are going to be coming up with. Because yeah, since Valve also makes the boards available, this actually makes a few interesting prospects possible. So let's see what the DIY community comes up with. So, finally getting off the Steam Deck topics, besides them being very interesting, and we are now going to the gaming industry. And the news, not surprisingly, is that Electronic Arts is reportedly seeking a sale or merger. And there have already been talks, apparently, with Disney, Apple, and Amazon. And yeah, so I'm not going to delve into this, but this is not really surprising, if you ask me. Especially that with the whole thing with FIFA and that happened, so that they had to drop the FIFA name of the series due to the FIFA wanting just too much cash for it and so on. And yeah, sales. Basically, what was the last real banger from EA that really made positive headlines? Battlefield 2042 was basically a very crappy attempt of a game launch. It was highly anticipated and it failed miserably. And yeah. It's not surprising. Actually, if you go back to one of our previous episodes, and by the way, this article here is from Engadget. If you go back to one of the earlier episodes, I think it was either the announcement of the Activision Blizzard acquisition or the Bethesda acquisition. I'm not sure right now, but they already said it would not surprise me if Electronic Arts is the next to be sold or merged. And here we go. It's starting to happen, and it's only a matter of time. So I'm not going to dwell on this news, but it's not surprising. It's sad to see, but if you ask me, EA needs a bit, fresh air, a new breeze of management and change of policy. Perhaps dropping their Origin and EA Access stuff completely would be a good thing, and using Steam or whatever platform they're going with instead, because I had so many headaches with EA stuff lately. It's not even funny. And then I bought the Steam version of a particular game separately, and it just worked. I don't have to say more. It just worked. And all the headache that the hours that I put into that previously, it was really wasted time without any benefits. And I don't have to say more about this, right? Okay. Then we're getting to Computex 2022 that is starting tomorrow, and the headliner for Computex 2022, of course, will be Ryzen 7000 and the AM5 platform. Basically, I'm now just flashing through a few articles here on videocards.com. This article is actually from today. So basically now that Computex is starting tomorrow, basically all the major brands. This is MSI. Here we have Asus. This article is also from yesterday. Then we have here ASRock, that's from Friday, and we have Gigabyte also from Friday. Basically, all four major motherboard manufacturers confirmed that they will be showing off the new X670 motherboards next during CES, not CES, Computex, and the whole thing will be kicked off tomorrow by. Oops, that's a wrong article. Oh, did I forget that page? I am sorry about that. I forgot to load that page. And all that will basically kick off tomorrow with the official AMD keynote, probably announcing Ryzen 7000 and the AM5 platform in more detail. I am really looking forward to this since, as I mentioned earlier, I am currently running basically only AMD systems in my home, and I'm really looking forward to what AMD is doing. I think the only Intel CPU running in my home right now is in my NAS, and everything else is AMD or my MacBook, of course, is Apple Silicon. So yeah, pretty Intel free space here, and I think the only NVIDIA card is in my home server for for transcoding. But yeah, that's that's going to be interesting. What AMD is going to show off on CES in regards to performance. Especially that we have to keep in mind that Intel is going to launch their second generation DDR5 platform. I think it's Raptor Lake later this year or early next year. So AMD has to do quite a big jump over what Intel is delivering on 12th gen right now to be relevant on the gaming CPU crown situation. And it will still be interesting because AMD has been innovating a lot, and also since 12th gen from Intel started, DDR5 has matured also. So perhaps AMD already was able to fix some of the stuff that was hampering 12th gen, like issues with dual channel XMP with so when you were running 4 modules in your motherboard, so there was a lot of issues with that. And will be interesting to see. So second half of this year will be interesting in regards to the CPU and of course also in the GPU space, because there were rumors this week that NVIDIA is going to launch their RTX 4000 series cards, perhaps even already in July. I did not put a discussion topic on that for today, because it's basically a rumor, and a lot of unconfirmed news came out this week, and then of course we also have from AMD RX 7000 coming up. Perhaps we're getting a bit of a sneak peek on that as well tomorrow during AMD's keynote. We'll have to see. I'm not expecting an announcement for those cards yet, because AMD normally also splits that into 2 parts. They did that with Zen 3, so Ryzen 5000 and the RX 6000 series as well. So yeah, will be interesting to see what AMD is showing off tomorrow, and we will be discussing that in the next podcast episode. And closing it off for today, we have the announcement of Qualcomm's AR glasses reference design that actually drops the tether, so it will be the a completely wireless concept. And yeah, it's a reference design, so it's not a product that you can buy, and it's using the XR1. Oh no, it's already using the XR2, so I misread that earlier. Okay, yeah. It's basically the successor with the XR2 chip, so the second generation of augmented reality and virtual reality processor that Qualcomm designed. So it's good to see that they have a special software with Fast Connect 6900 that is controlling the interaction between your phone and the glasses. And yeah, it will be interesting to see what companies are going to come up with a concept like this. This already looks much more like, yeah, glasses that you could actually wear somewhere, and even if in a work environment, those look a bit more like safety glasses, and this could be much more suitable than, for example, a HoloLens. And I already know that a lot of companies are actually using the HoloLens from Microsoft in work environments. So a solution like this that is lightweight, even wireless, can be very beneficial for a lot of technician tasks, and it's in the professional space, not only for consumers. So this is a pretty valuable technology that they are showing off with this reference design here. But that's overall already it for this week, this episode. So if you want to join in for the next live recording, that will be on June 5th. So one day before Apple's developer conference starts. So that's the date for the next episode. And if you are interested in getting the show in audio format or in video format, of course, the whole stream will be available on YouTube as VOD, and the audio version will be available on Spreaker. And I normally would also be uploading to Odyssey. If you are watching the Odyssey versions, please leave me a tip, because I'm actually running out of credits to use for uploading there. Because I'm sadly not as much watching on Odyssey as I would like to. But yeah, that's a bit of the reason why the latest episodes are not on Odyssey right now, since you have to provide some of the library credits for each upload, and it's that's limiting me at the moment. And yeah, watches were not that frequent either, so I don't have a problem with that at the moment, but would like to continue uploading there. So if you want to have the content over there, I would appreciate a tip in library credits, so that it's not even real money. It's just token of appreciation and helping me to stay uploading the episode there. And yeah, that's it overall. If you want to follow along with all the stuff that I'm doing, you can see here are all the social details on screen, and for those listening on podcasts, you will find those in the footer of my blog. For those watching on YouTube, you will find them in the video description. So best channels to follow me are either Twitter, so twitter.com/BNOFfer, or join my Discord for latest updates. So there you will get all the information, and you can also participate in live stream chats right from Discord. That also works there. Yeah, that's it overall. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and see you and hear you next time. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the topics, and a lot more to come in regards to the Steam Deck. I will provide all the experience that I have had with it. I also still have to do the full review of the Pimax Sword controllers. That's also coming up, so a lot more dedicated review content coming up on my channels. And yeah, so if someone has comments, questions, feel free to jump in. If not, I am happy to close this down so that I can get to editing today's episode for the audio release, which again will be at 8:30 p.m. CEST, so normal time. We are good on schedule, and yeah, I have to see what's then coming up for our 20th episode, another milestone. The company that I was actually in talks with in regards to an interview partner, they reached back out, but yeah, after I replied, there was sadly silence again. So I'm not holding my breath for that. So I am looking into what we can do nicely for the next episode, and yeah, hopefully I will have some more time to prep it in advance so that I can release topics and so on a bit more timely than it was today. I think the tweet went out, yeah, the tweet about the episode lineup went out 40 minutes ago. So way too late, since I barely made it for going live. But nevertheless, people will be able to watch the recording once we conclude here today. So let me actually check. There has not been anything on YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what AMD does with Ryzen 7000, so with the Zen 4. It will be interesting to see. So tomorrow's keynote, I actually did not check when it is actually. I had the window open for that, and I did not even check which time. Does it say here? hope I'm still there. Because my browser is frozen. Uh-oh. Hello? Browser? Let me try this on through YouTube. Do they have something scheduled here? Yeah, they have. Actually, since it's Asia, it's tomorrow at 8 a.m. Ooh. I have to see if I will be able to watch it because I will be on a train tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So probably it will be the VOD for me tomorrow evening. So yeah, too bad, but that's how it is. So I don't see any questions or comments, so we're going to wind it down for today. Again, everyone here watching live, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you the week after next week, because I will be on holiday starting Wednesday, and tomorrow and Tuesday I'm in the office, so normally in the evenings I am basically just wasted, and there will be no streams tomorrow or Tuesday. So, and I'm away from Wednesday till Monday. So, next stream will be probably Beat Saber again on Wednesday, the week after next week. So, stay tuned. As said earlier during the recording, if you want to connect, all the informations are shown here, there, and feel free to connect. And I would like hearing from you also with inputs in regards to the podcast. And if you like more of the short form content, as I said at the beginning, my podcast segments are back. I started editing and uploading again, so we are already booked, I think, until June 6th in regards to uploads for that, and that was basically only from one podcast episode. So yeah, so there are segments coming out every 2 days at 4 p.m. CEST. So the next segment will drop tomorrow, and yeah. I wish everyone a pleasant Sunday, a good start into the new week, and yeah, we will hear or see us again the week after next. So stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.
can't.